Hello. So this time around, let's talk a little more about cross-site scripting, but let's talk about the stored version of cross-site scripting. In the previous video, I talked about the reflective cross-site scripting. So that is non-persistent. You have to click on the URL. It grabs the injection from the URL and places it onto the page. In this next case, the um, the injection will be persistent upon this page. So it will be saved in some sort of database, SQL, MongoDB, so on and so forth. And every time you go to this page, it will refire that injection. The classic example of stored cross-site scripting is the Sammy worm. So the Sammy worm from MySpace way back in the day was a cross-site scripting vulnerability that would uh, you would go to someone's page that had that JavaScript running in the background. It would put Sammy as your top friend, and then would embed itself onto your page, and then it would propagate from there. So let's look at an example of stored cross-site scripting. So I've come to this particular page and I can sign this guest book. So let's sign the guest book. Test, test, right? And let's sign it. And we can see over here we have a post request to vulnerabilities and the file path XSS dash underscore S, which is stored. And down here in the post body, we can see, oh, here's text name, what's in the message, and the button we clicked. So these are all the parameters for this particular post request. So let's do, my name is test, and in the message, we are going to place our injection. And this time around, I'm going to use the prompt function. Oh, if I can spell script right. And we'll sign it. And our injection will fire. And that's all fine and dandy. But let's click off. Let's go away from that particular page. Now let's go back. Oh, it fires again because it's within that injection. So let's see. So this is what we just clicked on for this page, and let's look at the response. Let's look for our injection. So here we can see, here's my name that I put, test, and then the message, test, and then you can see here, script, prompt, script. And so now anytime anyone comes to this particular page, that injection will fire. And this can be used, like I said previously, to perform a large swath of different functionality. If possible, I could change your username, I could change your password, I could grab your session cookie and shuttle it off to my own server, and then I have your session cookie. Then I can masquerade as you. There are a lot of different things I can do with cross-site scripting. And another example of a stored cross-site scripting that I've seen out in the wild would be something like this particular. It's a guest book, but as opposed to that, what about comments on a blog post? Uh, what happens if it what happens when someone else goes to that page? What if the admin goes to that page? Could I grab his session cookie? Could I then perform functionalities as that admin? Sky's the limit. So I hope this gives you a better understanding of stored cross-site scripting. And these have all been very simple examples. Hopefully I can show you some more complex examples here in the future.